For the first time in our nation's culture, the wilderness is safer than civilization. That's a quote I read out of a book, and the quote was by Faith Popcorn. Thought of a couple things when I read that quote. One, I thought it was true. I'll talk about that in a minute. I also thought, wonder what it was like for Faith Popcorn to grow up with that name. Bet you got teased and different things as a kid. But back to the quote. For the first time in our nation's culture, the wilderness is safer than civilization. Boy, could I relate to that. Because I'll tell you, I'd much rather run into a moose, a bear, a mountain lion out in the woods than I would some of the predators and criminals that walk some of our city streets. And I feel much safer out in the middle of the woods where I might meet those animals than some of the cities that I've walked through, especially places where I tell people not to go because I used to go to those places. Call it research, call it being young and stupid, call it what you will. But I have never worried about myself out in the woods. Probably because I grew up in the woods here in Montana. I remember back in high school running into bears and such out in the woods. No big deal. Leave them alone. They left me alone. Can't say the same about some of the criminals and predators I've run into throughout my life. Never had to go hand to hand with a bear, luckily. Never had to pull a weapon on a bear, luckily. But I can't say that about people. And it's pretty sad that our civilization, where we're civilized, is not as safe as being out in the woods, in the wilderness. That's what we could talk about a little bit. Thank you for joining me with Coffee with Alain. Got my lady cup today, part of that set with Lady and the Tramp. And I don't have any ladies in the house right now. My wife and daughter are over in Korea, so I'm being a bachelor with Rocky at the moment. You know, it's just me and him going out in the mountains and the woods and spending time here at the house trying to get things done. Got a lot of different projects I'm trying to get going and working on, one of which is the newsletter that's starting back up, the Enjoy Life Safely newsletter. Going to have a lot of great stuff to help you stay safe, enjoy life, succeed, be exceptional, maybe a little bit about martial arts and current events once in a while, but really focusing on helping you enjoy your life, be exceptional, reach your goals and successes, and doing it safely. So be sure to sign up for that at enjoylifesafely.com. Even if you were on one of my previous lists, you know, and I had thousands of people on my previous list, and I don't have those anymore because I stopped the service that contained all those, and it wasn't able to put all of those names up into the new list. So if you received the free ebooks and videos a long time ago and were on my old newsletter list, thank you. But please sign up again at enjoylifesafely.com to start getting the new ones. Back to the wilderness. I love the woods, grew up in them. I'll sleep out in the woods. There are places in the cities I wouldn't go to sleep, right? That's sort of sad. It is sad that we live in a society that there are many people out there preying on others. Now, if we look at the numbers, there are far more good people out there than there are bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the life is doom and you should be scared to go outside. There are far more good people and good things than bad. And that's why I want you out there enjoying life. But unfortunately, there are bad. Look at the shootings we had just in this last week. You know, I was glad my daughter was in South Korea and not Philadelphia the other night when the people were shot. The guy had a rifle and he had a bulletproof vest on. And as far as I know that I have seen, the people he shot, he had nothing to do with. They were perfect strangers, which I just don't understand. I understand reasons for killing people. I've said this before, but I do not understand just going out and killing somebody random just to kill somebody, especially when they're kids. I don't get that. There's something wrong up here, and we need to find a way to help people with those problems so they're not doing that. And that's beyond my scope of expertise. I'm not a medical doctor or a psychologist or anything like that, so I don't know what's wrong upstairs in a person that wants to just go out and kill people. But I can tell you a couple things. I can tell you some things to look out for. I can tell you not where to be. And I can tell you when bullets start flying, we're looking for cover. We're trying to escape the area. We're trying to deny that person access. And if all else fails, we're taking that guy out with our hands, with a fire extinguisher, with reflex protect, with our own firearm, whatever we have available, we're going to take that guy out if that's how the situation plays. And that's when we can't deny him access to us, like by barricading or getting behind something bulletproof, or we can't escape the area to somewhere safe. Those are the kind of things I can teach and help you. That's why I wrote the book, Survive a Shooting. That's why I do the classes, which sadly, weeks like this last week, start booking me more. I've booked a couple different active shooter classes here for August and September at schools. Got another one for the county in August and September. So I get busier when those kind of things happen, and it's sort of sad. I rather teach people communication skills to de-escalate and get along and nobody gets hurt. Sadly, people keep killing and hurting people. And so I'm going to keep teaching people how to stay more safe and what to do in those situations. Because it is your responsibility for your safety. We have law enforcement, yes, and they do the best they can at trying to apprehend people and stop people after they have done crimes. They're not there to protect you from being a victim of a criminal. They come after the crime has happened and then try to stop the guy from doing another one. So we have to be responsible for our own safety and those that we love and care about and that we're with. And we have to take that responsibility seriously so we can enjoy the rest of life. Because when you accept that responsibility and you practice the safe habits like I teach in my books and programs, on this show, in the upcoming newsletter, when you practice those, you can enjoy more and stay more safe doing it. Is it 100%? No. Nobody can guarantee 100%. And I put that in my book, Survive a Shooting. Everything in that book is some of the best information you're going to find, but it will not guarantee no one will be killed. But I can state this. The stuff I teach in the course and the stuff in that book will lower the number of people losing their lives. I guarantee if everybody at the Pulse nightclub would have gone through one of my courses, or every one of those would have read that book, one individual wouldn't have killed 50 people that night or 49 people that night. They would have done the things and the strategies I teach, and he would have been stopped before that many people were killed. That's what I can do to try to help people. I can't stop it, but I can help save lives by providing the information that you have to take and act upon. Because if you don't act upon it and practice the strategies and do the things to help keep you safe, then the information's worthless. You got to get the information, then you got to apply it. And by applying it, you can enjoy your life more safely and get out and do the good things. Dixon, good morning. And Dixon says, fabulous Friday. It is, isn't it, Dixon? It's a fabulous Friday because we're all alive and we're talking about staying safe so we can enjoy life. And that's what it's all about. Appreciate you showing up and saying hello. But that's a little bit of what I wanted just to talk about when I read that quote. It is sad that for the first time in our nation's culture, the wilderness is safer than civilization. Makes me happy when I'm out in the woods. I like the wilderness. I feel safe out there, definitely. I go to the big cities, going to Vegas here pretty soon, and I feel pretty safe because I practice safe habits. I remember being in Vegas years ago, woke up that morning getting ready to get to work. I was doing a law office visit back then. I was working as an attorney then. Saw on the news as I was getting ready that a person had been murdered at this one gas station. And then as Mark and I were driving down to the law firm, I said, that's that gas station where somebody was killed last night. And it wasn't in a real bad area of Vegas either. Well, there's always bad areas and good areas of cities. The gas station wasn't in a bad area that I would tell people to avoid, but that's where somebody was killed. It happens all the time. And that's why we just need to increase our awareness, practice safe habits, and keep ourselves more safe. A lot of it's common sense, but common sense is not commonly practiced. And that's why I keep hitting everybody over the head with it to make sure that they start doing it. That's all I want to say this morning. Just want to get you to take action on your own safety. And I really want you to sign up for the Enjoy Life Safely newsletter. I plan on putting a lot of good information in that newsletter, and it's going out for free. All you have to do is go to enjoylifesafely.com, put in your email and name. You'll get some free resources immediately, and then make sure you click on the email that comes to verify that you do want to receive them. It's that double opt-in, which is the safer way to do things, to make sure I'm not sending anything to anyone that doesn't want it. So do that double opt-in. You will get the newsletters and other different things, all to help you stay safe and enjoy life and be exceptional. As Dixon said, let's make it a fabulous Friday, and I'll see you tomorrow.